Oh, here we are. We have Vegas 2003 up today for channel member Tim making a request. And I got about two-thirds of the way through the show, and I was like, boy, I love '03, obviously, as you may know by now. But this show was just way too familiar to me. Like, I haven't probably listened to a lot of my favorite '03 shows, and some of them 10 and 15 years, but this one felt like way more like fresh in the mind. And in fact, I had recapped it about 3 or 4 months ago for channel member Bob Weaver. But that's okay. I didn't watch the recap, and it wasn't like so fresh in my mind that it was a complete waste, and I should have had Tim do another show. So, Tim, here you go. And then if you want after the fact, maybe it'd be interesting. We'll watch the other recap and see if anything has changed, really. Now, I do overrate 2003 shows a little bit, I should say, right off the top. But I don't think that's really the case with this show. I think overall this was a really good show for just about any fan would mostly agree, unless you're just an absolute 2.0 hater. And Llama is how we got started out. Obviously, that's a great starter. You know, that's even the kind of the one like the venue staff will get into if they're not familiar with the band at all. And then quickly, you get a 15 minutes Wolfman's brother, and those same staffers are like, what in the hell are we into tonight? There was no opening act, and now they're playing 15-minute songs with almost no words. Well, we got a solid telephone ring in the Wolfman's brother, and then a very low-paced, kind of cool, very chill jam, Had a funk feel to it, obviously. And then, so for 2003, it wasn't quite my favorite sound, okay? It's like, yeah, this isn't 1997, guys, all right? Later on in the Ghost, we get to it, though. There was a strong Reba, although I watched the video, again, 2003, some great fan-shot video as well. And although the only problem with this one was the Reba was cut out, and only the jam section was there though. No whistling included in the song. Not that that was cut out, but sometimes really, if you just get the Reba jam, that's all you really need. And then a Life on Mars, something we don't get very often. 46 Days, something that we get a lot. A slightly different 46 Days in '03, but really still just a power rocker for the most part. It's Ice and Frankie Says back-to-back was the It's Ice. That was one of my least favorite '03 songs. Like, it never really fully went off, or at least not that I'm remembering right now. Oh, maybe there was one crazy jammed out It's Ice in '03, actually. I take that back. And then, or was there? Or am I thinking of 97? How can I confuse 97 and '03? So anyhow, the It's Ice was just okay. The Frankie Says turned out to just be okay. Run Like an Antelope, shredding at the end of the set, of course. And then the second set, a lot of jamming. And the sets weren't quite as long here in '03 either. Should also mention the touring schedule was kind of whack. Because the first thought was like, they were in Vegas a week before Cincinnati. That's right, yeah. They went from LA to Vegas to Colorado to Illinois to Cincinnati, all within a week. Like, they have certainly fixed the touring schedule since then. No, I know '03. I don't know how all this was planned out, how late in the game they decided they were coming back, what was available. There was a point that summer, or no, it was later in this tour. They were in, or was it the summer? Maybe it was the summer. They were in North Carolina, then they left and went to Atlanta, and then, yeah, it was the summer. They were like in Charlotte, and then Atlanta, and then Raleigh. I don't know. Then this tour, they went coast to coast in a month. Just a lot more travel back then. Although Cincinnati got 2 shows, there wasn't a lot of back-to-backs on this run either. And then obviously the New Year's Eve show at the very end of '02, bringing us into '03, and then they take off to Hampton, Virginia for 3 days. So let's get on to the second set here, actually. This is what I end up doing. I end up just talking a lot about '03 itself, more so than the actual show when I recap these shows. And Ghost was the highlight, for sure. They have Waves and Bugs. Bugs? How many of them were there? There was just one bug. So they played Wave and Bugs. This is really weird stuff going on in '03. And I'm not a big Bug guy. The Waves was okay. Maybe Waves hadn't fully developed yet, The Ghost, however, certainly did. And it almost had it was 18 minutes. It had almost 2 crescendos too. It's like the tempo picks up. It reaches this just fiery rocking part, almost like a piper or something, And then they cool it back down. You think maybe they're going to drift away into the next song, and then they bring it back up one more time. They're like, yeah, I kind of like that. I was feeling really good about that. And so then Free gets shortchanged a little bit after that. Perhaps if we hadn't got that second lap in Ghost, would have got a better Free. And then Harry Hood ends it. Trey not quite wanting to begin it, really. Just like he was kind of caught on playing a note there at the beginning over and over again, very loud. And then a sample in a jar encore. So much like today, every now and then you get a real stinker encore. Although sample in a jar, really. Not much, the guitar in that one, when Trey really crushes the solo, not bad. This night, sometimes there were some tone issues in '03. You would think for '03 being it's like, so '03 is one of your favorite years, but the lead guitar tone you didn't really love, huh? It's weird, man. It's probably all the drugs. Boom. You mean me or Trey? It's a long time ago, man. I don't remember. Boom. Tim, thank you for being a member. Thank you for the request. Hope I didn't talk too much about my thoughts on 2003. I talked a lot about the touring schedule, huh? Well, it was a great show, If you're not an '03 lover, you should certainly check out the Wolfmans and the Ghost. And there's video where you can see Trey and Mike wearing corduroy pants that would probably fit Andre the Giant. Boom. Love you. We're out of here. Let's check out that other recap now. You guys got 5-6 more minutes?